You're muted.
Muted, my love. You're muted.
Welcome to a quick backstage tour of the Angelica Players production of The Board Meeting, and a deeper conversation about the play with our cast and a special guest.
Hello, my loves.
One of the really incredible things about this process, because it's all online, is that our cast members were each from different states.
Yeah, it snowed all day. 8 inches or something.
It's snowing?
But Minnesota it is. You're in New York, right, Will?
It's 70 degrees down here.
It's barely starting to get cold here.
Inspired by all of the possibilities that remote theater was presenting to us, we reached out to Alexis Coward, the playwright of The Board Meeting, to see if she would give an interview. She said yes. After weeks of rehearsing her play, we would actually get to talk to her.
Now, if you have questions that you would like us to ask Alexis, now is time.
We gathered all of the cast members' questions, and then the next day, we got to meet with Alexis Coward.
Hello,
Hi.
Alexis.
Hi. Oh
Sorry.
my gosh. It's so lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
I wanted to take this time to just ask about you, what was your journey like as a playwright? What made you start playwriting?
So I've always done some form of writing, I guess, and I wrote a short play for a brief for a competition and thought, oh, I really like it. It didn't get shortlisted, and I thought, oh, what can I do with it? And a friend of mine who's also a writer was like, oh, I have a publisher who publishes short plays. You should maybe send it in. And it got picked up, which was a sort of a wonderful surprise. And I thought, oh, actually, maybe I'll keep doing this. It's quite fun. And went from there. I've written more short plays. I've written monologues, and had the privilege also of being able to perform some of the monologues as well. And then I've written a full hour-long play as well, which we had performances of in London last year, and just sort of gone from there. It's a great way of creating what's missing. And I think that was also a big part for me. I tend to write non-gendered because as an actor you go to a lot of auditions, and sometimes you might be the very, very best person in the room and you know that you could play that part, but just because at some point that person might be referred to as a he, or sometimes not even gendered in any way, but because it's written somewhere that person is male or male presenting, then you're immediately discounted for that role because you happen to be female presenting. And I just don't agree with that. I've seen a lot of wonderful performances of characters that are traditionally male or traditionally female by other people, and I think it sort of grew on me that you don't need that. And so that's a really big part of when I write. I try and write always that non-aged, non-gendered, so that everyone can have a chance, I guess.
The kids actually took a little bit of time to think about some questions that they had for you. So our lovely Quinn, who is Savannah, she wanted to know.
Maybe just like how this like idea for the show came to be. Like I don't know. It seems like not like a common like idea of shows of like these people in someone's head. So yeah.
So I guess as I was going to say as a grown-up, but I don't really feel like I'm a grown-up. But quite often you find yourself sitting in meetings, even if they're meetings you want to be in, and thinking, all right, okay. And there's one line in the play where she says, oh, this could have been an email. And there's always that thing that goes round. And I think, yeah, this could have been an email. So it was one of those sort of things. And I thought, oh, well, I had an imaginary friend growing up. And I thought, what would happen if, first of all, it was like a family's different imaginary friends came and met and had a conversation, and it kind of morphed from there. And I thought, well, maybe they're having a meeting about something really important, but they're these slightly whimsical characters that also have, all of them have a slightly more serious side to them as well. And I guess it changed from one idea and morphed itself into where it is now.
The next question from Grayson, who is our lovely William. I'm so sorry, William, who is our lovely group.
Did like certain events happen to like encourage her to write this type of story?
So I guess one of the fundamental parts of the idea came from my very youngest sister. When she was little, she wanted to be a flying pony when she grew up. So that sort of was the basis of the unicorn. And I quite often thought of her as a child and the things that she used to say, and the make believe that we used to play as well. So I think that was probably from my sister. That is part of the catalyst of the different characters.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Our siblings are like our biggest muses for sure.
Yes.
Oh, Grayson also wanted to know,
like when you were a kid, did you have imaginary friends, and like did that inspire you to write this?
So I did have an imaginary friend growing up, and it was a man, which is a little bit of a strange thing for a small girl to have as an imaginary friend. This sort of older, balding man was my imaginary friend. But I think it was because as a child, I wanted someone serious to talk to, someone who would, listen and not be, I think sometimes when you're young, teachers and maybe older people that you're in contact with, not necessarily, I'm not saying talk down to you, but they don't listen to it might sound something trivial or something unconcerning to an adult, but it's really important to a child. So I think for me, having a grown-up adult man imaginary friend was my embodiment of that person who'd listen and take it really seriously. So I think that's a part of the way that the characters take things seriously as well. They talk about things that sound a bit silly, like really thinking hard about peanut butter, but they take it with the seriousness that I think sometimes we don't necessarily hear when we talk to children as well.
I had one.
yeah.
Of which character was her favorite?
I don't know that I have a favorite character. Isn't that such a lame answer? It's really hard when you so as an actor, when you play a part, for me, that part always becomes my favorite character. Even if I don't like the character, even if I'm playing the baddie, even if I'm playing some horrible character, or someone that I wouldn't necessarily even want to be friends with. From an acting point of view, that's how I've always felt. But when I write the characters, there's so much of you goes into each character. It's a bit like asking someone whether, I don't know, they like their eyes or their nose more. Like it's a bit of a strange one. There's different things I like about all of them, and like I like Grayson because having bananas is like, that's not really being weird, is it? I just love that, and I love that there's a unicorn who wears all black and eyeliner, and I love all those little bits of weirdness that came out when I was writing them. I couldn't pick one because they're kind of like your creations. It's like picking your favorite plant that you've grown.
Right.
Absolutely. There was one more question that I feel like I need to just ask, even though it's a silly one from the kids, but they know you're from the UK.
Oh,
They're
yes.
Mhm.
excited about it, and they want to know.
How big is the Big Ben?
How big is Big Ben? I love it.
Oh, I don't know exactly how tall it is, but it's very, very big. I've been inside the Houses of Parliament underneath it before, and you go in through secret tunnels. That's
Whoa.
my tidbit about Big Ben.
Will's
You
gonna.
have to go in through secret tunnels.
Wow.
I love
Yes.
that. Alexis, is there anything else that you wanted to share or, tell the kids or share about your story?
Just thank you guys for yeah, I think I said to you in the first messages that we exchanged, it's been a very interesting time, and a lot of things have been cancelled, a lot of things have gone that we've I don't know how it is for you guys in America, but for us, we've I lost a lot of things this year, and I know a lot of my community has as well. So being able to see that something creative that's been put out in the world is still being put on and being done is amazing. And yeah, it's a great privilege, and I really thank you guys. And also, I think it's great that kids get these opportunities and are running with them. It's really good. It's cool.
Yeah, thank you. It's been really fun to to keep doing it, because it is it's not good here in the US, as far as quarantine goes. Like things are definitely canceled, and it's been interesting to watch how even in the middle of all of this, kids are still so creative and so resilient. And that's why I'm excited to always be working with that age group, because they really, it takes a lot to get those guys down.
If I could give one thing that I wanted people to walk away from if they saw this or read it or heard it, was that working together. That's what they have to do in the end to keep going. That seems to become a reverberating message. But that they have to work together, and there's different things that are mentioned in the play. There's a little bit about saving the planet. There's a little bit about identity of people, whether they're how they're referring to themselves, and supporting someone. Again, like having a banana in your pocket isn't a whimsical or like an eccentric thing to necessarily have, but because all the others go, yeah, that's weird, that person feels validated, and they've all worked together to make each character important. And I think that's what I wanted was for people to realize that everyone's a bit different and everyone's working together, whether it's towards a greener planet, whether it's towards more acceptance of who we are as individuals, whoever you may be. Then I wanted people to walk away with that feeling that we just need to be a bit more unified and a bit more together as a team.
We'll have a lovely rest of your evening, I guess.
Evening.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much, guys.